Hello. This is the part of the show where there's 0 people watching. So if you're tuning in later after the stream, hello. It's just you and me right now. Oh, that's all the time we have. There's 2 people watching. The death of intimacy. Well, how are you guys? Just here, hanging out. Got a hopper full of stuff for buddy I could go into. Also, I'm down to talk with anybody, kind of do an open forum, panelverse kind of crap today. If y'all want to hang. Hey, there's me. Right there. That's me. Down to talk about whatever. Nothing on the agenda. Which is just me saying I got no plans. I've got no thoughts, creative energy poured into this at the moment. Just winging it, just pressing start, go live, and here we are. There's 7 people watching. What are y'all doing? Let me know, because that was my whole plan. Was that you get the screen would talk back to me. Oh, shouldn't have given up the jig that I got nothing. Oh, hello, Sarpatios. Hello. Yes. I recently chopped off the wild man hair. I showed a picture of my patron to the hairdresser, the barber, and he was like, "Oh, is this like an old timey prospector?" It is the Emperor of Russia. Oh, interesting. Why would you go with that? But it works. This mustache is like 8 months strong or something like that. How are you doing? Screwed up Nevsky. How you living? You guys hear about this this whole Israel and Iran thing? You guys sick of talking about that yet? Because I don't know. This is the most crazy footage I've seen from the potential war going on right now. Yeah. So it's going well over there. Looking up at the missiles, you don't even see the car coming. It's kind of foolish. You think in a war situation, you want to have more situational awareness. That guy didn't even see it coming. Blam. He's all right. I don't know if he's all right, but he's all right, you guys. Well, just waiting for the void to talk back to me. Haven't done this streaming thing in a while other than buddy, so I got to get back into the swing. I got to figure out where my gift gab is gone. I don't know if I have it, I don't know if I have the miracle working powers of somebody like Jim Bob that can just talk for like 6 hours about like whatever the hell he's talking about. It's pretty impressive, actually. Where's Nadeem? Oh, you're doing wonderful. I'm doing quite well. Yes, I've got much more free time. I am off of work for a few months at least, and gonna try to get a bunch of crap done. Been working on the yard. Been going to goijitsu about every day. Trying to get swole, ice cream, yum. Ice cream, yum. Are they still doing that? Is that a thing? Has that profession been taken over by AI? Has that job been stolen? Of people acting like AI? Anybody know where Nadeem is? I used to feel pretty guilty when I would do stream like last summer, because he'd be streaming me for like 3 or 4 hours, and he'd be like, "It's like 2 a.m. here. I have school in the morning." Dad, you're making me feel bad. Now I haven't seen the dude. Don't know if he's He's all right, you know. Could have had a pager explode. I don't know. Anybody got a hold of him? We need to have like a bat signal, but for Nadim. Used to just be I turn the stream on, he's just already there. Be the first one in, last one out. Yeah, I haven't seen him in any other. I haven't been like crazy into all the different live streams lately, into chats and stuff. But yeah, I haven't seen Nadim for like 6 months or something. Yeah, Logan. I talked to Logan a little bit a while ago. I asked him if he was going to die for Israel yet, and he said, "Nope. The Borg has not put me into the meat grinder yet." Yeah, Logan's all right, but Nadim got no idea. Got no earthly idea. What's going on with freaking the world's going crazy, dude? There's like California still a thing. I started seeing some crazy footage. You've got Nadim. You seen him last Pascha? Oh, that's not too long ago. He lives. Let's check in with California. I haven't checked in like, what has it been, like a week? Oh, I forgot you guys can. No, you can't hear this. You can hear this? You cannot hear this. You can't hear it. Okay.
If you can hear me, expect my ass in your office on Monday for attacking my children. This is our city, and this was Mexico. You can't get this out of the land that was ours.
I mean, I think they mean it. I think they mean business. But y'all know Elisha Schaefer? First heard of that guy during 2020, during all the Summer of Love stuff. He would do like on the ground journalism stuff. I think I saw him over in California. Schaefer. How do you spell Schaefer? There it is. I don't know. Young Penitent, I know we were talking about streaming sometime, and I got pretty tired of doing yard work today. I was like, oh, I could do it today. I don't know how you feel about getting asked on a whim, but I'm just letting anybody on if they want to hang out, talk about whatever. Don't matter to me. I mean, it's probably indigenous lands, right? Before it was Mexico. When did California become America? In 1850. In 1849, Californians sought statehood. It joined the Union as a free, non-slavery state in the Compromise of 1850. Before 1850, California was under the control of Spain, then became part of Mexico. In 1848, following the Mexican-American War, Mexico ceded California to the United States. So they gave it up. It's already been settled. Are they not allowed to give up their land, their territory? If it's their choice. Oh, our favorite Mexican. Hey, John, how are you doing?
What happened?
Oh, I was just asking how are you doing over there in Mexico?
It's hot.
Yeah, it's kind of hot here. I mean, it's keeps going back and forth between hot and overcast like usual.
Yeah, I didn't know you can just like claim something to be like, oh well, now we're Mexico. It's like, oh, do my rights still as American exist, or is that all gone?
It's Mexico. It's Mexico, but we don't want ICE to take us back to Mexico.
No. What are you?
No, that's bad. That's bad.
Xenophobic?
I want to be in this Mexico under the United States law.
Yes. What's his name? Jesse Lee Peterson would be like, I don't want to go back to Mexico. It's gay.
I don't. It's full of lesbians.
Lesbian. Nicholas, are you a homosexual?
Do what?
Do you lay
Oh my
in the
gosh.
same bed with your wife? That's gay.
Does he
Gay
think
men
that?
lay in the same bed. I don't know. I've just been trying to get into his head lately and see what kind of stuff he would say.
I mean, I've seen people say that, like, you shouldn't sleep when you're in the same bed as your wife. You'd have two beds in the bedroom.
Yeah. That's just.
I mean, I could see it like practically. I can see that practically if you like need sleep, because she takes my blanket. That's all I'm saying. Hello, young penitent. How are you?
Yo, hear me?
I hear you.
I'm good. I just had something interesting happen. Oh, now I'm hearing my.
You hear yourself?
Do you have an echo?
I don't hear the echo.
That's gay. If you have an echo.
I got an echo.
You listen to yourself.
Amazing.
You're a man. That's gay.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be.
that's a homosexual thing. Only homosexuals listen to themselves.
If you're a man, you can't listen to other men. That's gay.
Amazing. Beta.
What'd you have happen? What's amazing?
Oh, you want to hear the story? This is going on and on in my speaker. Okay, so I can try to concentrate. So let me leave and come back. I'm gonna come right back. It's all looping.
Sounds good.
Once you leave, there's no going back.
He left the
Amazing.
room, man. He left the live stream full of men. That's pretty. I think he may have redeemed himself. He's straight now.
He joined. It's like, oh my gosh, like you have to dry your lip out in order to get like his accent right.
Hey, you ever seen a monkey turn into a man? Amazing.
Amazing. It's homosexual though.
I feel like you also have to like have dead fish eyes to lock it in to like get the persona.
Yeah. Just amazing.
I think I had the YouTube open. I think that was a problem.
Yeah, that's a common mistake.
Okay, it was just a funny thing that happened. I just pulled into my apartment, right? And
Yeah.
And I pulled out my phone because I'm addicted to the phone and everybody. So I just got to check my phone as soon as I turn the car off. And this guy who lives here, I mean, I can say this because I don't think anybody's going to see it, but guy, kind of long hair, tight jeans, hillbilly looking guy, kind of maybe mid 50s, pulls up in his truck. He lives here. And I see him walking right in front of me. He doesn't see me. And I don't know if he starts to say, well, I don't know if I should use the curse word here. Do you mind? What are you? Are you?
What am I?
Are you
That's
safe?
kind of a big question, dude.
No. Okay. So I'll just blank it out. He says, this effing guy, this just effing kill. I'm getting my mother effing sights. Like he's visibly disturbed, right? He's going to go get his sights. I don't know what happened. I'm sure it's nothing.
This is in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, was he a conservative type guy, you think?
Well, looking at him, yeah, which is a little, he did look, conservative, like he might come out from the country, like he might live in one of the small towns outside of the cities here in Oregon. But
I mean, I've definitely ran into some unhinged
exactly
right wingers before. Like I went to a Trump rally during 2020, like an anti-lockdown protest, and there was people like a lot of lefties that had like recently converted to the right wing coalition or whatever, and there was ladies that like looked super left wing, but they like pulled out katanas, or like, we're gonna go storm Olympia, we're gonna take the Capitol by force. I'm like, what? I thought we were here to like go to restaurants again or something.
So that was a Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm one of those. I don't know. Were you a lefty turned or ever? Because that's I grew up in Oregon, so that was kind of the default. Are you one of those also, like kind of turned
I grew up
conservative?
in Tennessee, had a conservative evangelical parents, and had some weird situations in high school with my local non-denom church, and I kind of unmoored myself from the conservatism and the Protestantism I grew up with, and started going down more of a liberal path. But I was only going down that path for like 2-3 years.
Okay.
So I never got like, and I was like into like gateway drugs of like esotericism and stuff like that, and then I discovered orthodoxy.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I was so far left that I was ready to kill and for my beliefs. I was one of those in college.
Were you like a Shy Guerrero guy, whatever his name is?
Well, no,
Like socialist?
he didn't do the killing. He ordered other people to do the killing. Right.
Right. So you would have been one of his right-hand man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't do it. Okay, I was just talking.
Yeah, I was just following orders, sir. What led you out of that the Oregon spirit?
The Oregon spirit. Well, yeah. So I a lot of those ideas I had were also. I feel like we're doing an interview here, but a lot of those ideas that I had were kind of swirled up with spiritual ideas, like New Age kind of ideas.
Yep.
And so then I had a big catastrophe happen where I woke up in a jail cell. And
Hey, when that happens.
yeah. And so from there, I eventually got out of jail and was able to find the church. So I think it was through the church, that kind of saved my soul, of course. But also, even after becoming Orthodox, it was sort of like I didn't really have a political awakening until like, I was in monk mode for like a decade or so. So I didn't have any political awakening until like 10 years later. And then I got a cell phone and I got online and I started reading stuff. And so all that. And so then I went pretty hard into it. But yeah, that's the story. And I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. It's the only one you got. So you went from left-wing socialism, communism stuff to monk mode, apolitical to monarchist.
I wasn't really political. Well, I guess I wouldn't say like Marxist social. Well, I wouldn't say Marxist. Like I wasn't like reading political theory or stuff. I was like reading spiritual books. Like I wasn't.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, yeah. But
like Christ consciousness, we're all God's kind of new age stuff.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, now I consider myself a monarchist. It's really like the only, only thing I could like really get behind if I had a king, an Orthodox believing king, who to die for,
Right. Which we just got this guy, John. He was Calvinist, and now he's Inquirer, and I saw him do some like anti-prot posts recently. He said he's a monarchist. I'm like, whoa, this is great. We're seeing the conversion in real time.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah, I bit down.
Way to go. Where are you from, John? Where are you located?
Right now I'm located in California.
Are you? Okay. How'd you end up as the co-host here?
Showed up one day.
I just showed up one day, and Wes and I just kind of kicked it off. Not to be homosexual, we never lay together.
Well, we have a bond that's very special between two men. It's not gay.
It's a good bond. But and then we just kind of kicked it off. Then we were just kind of like talking off stream and everything like that. And then this idea came up, and then we were like, well, let's pull the trigger and let's go.
What happened was I was streaming like all the time, just trying to like, I don't know. I was like, I see all these people streaming, and I'd like to be I've always wanted to do creative stuff. I wanted to be a YouTuber like in high school, and I got a camera and I was making silly videos with my friends, and hadn't done it. And I became Orthodox a few years before, and I'm like, okay, what could I try to do comedy? What can I do that's not like me trying to be I don't know, like a catechist or something like that. Like I'm not trying to be a teacher. But I just started hopping on stream and just talking like this. And then John was on for like maybe 2 months in a row. And he like, at the end of one show, he's like, okay, so like, what are you doing? Like this show kind of sucks. Like you should do something like better with me.
Pretty much.
My wife says you cannot make young penitent laugh. It's impossible.
Well, you can give me
this proven
kind of a fake laugh, but
oh wow,
my
just a gaslighter.
My dad used to say that when I was a baby. He'd be like holding me up and be like, "No," if I was like crying, you know, to get me to stop crying, he'd say, "No smiling, no smiling." It worked every time. So
you didn't realize he was prophesying.
Remember that trick? No, I would stop crying and probably start smiling. So try that with your kids, you know.
Just so much testosterone. That beard was already just like, by like preschool, you're just like, oh goodness, it's getting hot, guys. I need to shave.
Who's that behind you? Is that can't think of the black guy's name. That's the guy who does Medea. No, what's the black guy? Oh, that's Jesse Lee Peterson behind you.
That's the great black hope, Jesse Lee Peterson.
That's who you guys are impersonating. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, John said he's been obsessed with him lately.
All right.
I don't know why, but I just like saw some stuff. I saw like this video yesterday of him like talking about how a mother's love is evil. And so it just made me laugh so hard. I was like, I forgot about you, dude. You're amazing.
One of my charismatic Protestant friends posted on Instagram a couple days ago this video talking about how you need to let God mother through you to your children. Like God should be the mother, and he's just using you to mother your children. I was like, I don't know if I like that wording.
All right, I just wanted to stop by. I don't want to hang out too long, but we'll talk, and I'll bring you on, and we'll set a day and talk about the topic. Sound
cool.
Good?
Sounds good. Yeah.
All right. See you.
Farewell.
Good seeing you.
Forgive your mother for making you like her.
Yeah. Did your mama? Never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
Is that something he actually said?
Yeah, something he did say. Did your mama ever touch you? The guy was like, "What?" Yeah, mama's love is not right. It's evil. It's evil. That guy's just amazing. What it's like to be a conservative.
So this is in your this is in your state.
Cause I'm just staying at this hotel. I'm in my fucking PJs, bro. Like I just wanted to get my damn.
That's a sus voice.
Niggas is starting to shoot. I don't get it. But you know what? They're not doing this shit to help anybody. They're just trying to hide fucking Trump's ass.
You're just trying to get a snack or something, and they shot you?
I'm trying to get water, yo. Like.
You don't drink water.
Big ass thing of water. So I can like go back to my hotel. That's it. I don't even think I can go back now.
Where are you staying?
Right off the corner of Spring. That's Citizen M.
They're only letting you back, huh?
Well, it's not. I'm just trying to get my water. They didn't let them through, so I was like, let me just walk out. Maybe that's on me. But you know, it's like what? Fuck. This makes no fucking sense. Like you saw this shit right there, right?
No, yeah, it's still there. What is that? I think that's a black woman.
Well, I hope you stay safe, okay?
Yeah, you too.
Stay safe.
It all lives to just water weight. I drink so much water, it's all just water weight. You know, everything's just water weight.
You're good over here, right? You ain't part of all this nonsense.
Oh no.
Oh, dang.
I wish I was there though.
Is this all just astroturfed? This is just all like
Yep.
higher up money coming in and funding all these people to sit and not work their jobs again?
Yeah. I mean, there were like so many like screenshots and posts of everything of like people getting paid anywhere between like 6 G's to 12 G's a week just to go out there. They had like little stash piles everywhere all over LA, well, and also in like other cities across the states. Yeah, and like the whole like they were trying to plan something huge for what was that? The No King's Day, and it just
I saw a bunch of posts about that.
It fell through, like because by the time all that stuff started to go down, they had the Marines and National Guard. Everybody was like just ready to go, and within like a couple of hours, everything just died out. I'm just like,
It's just the one guy that died. Has anybody else died?
I don't think so. I know
one guy he was trying to push a car and it ran him over and he died or something.
I didn't hear about that, but I wouldn't be surprised. There's been so many videos of people getting hit by cars and everything like that. It's like, well, you're standing in front of this car.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They started rioting because cartels got served a warrant for money laundering and trafficking in the LA area. Yeah, I mean, all these riots feel like they're just astroturf. Nobody would just do this. And maybe
no,
like especially lefties, they don't have any organization. They don't have any, all the plebs at least, I guess. I mean, there's like these big moneyed groups that organize it all.
And what's funny is like, I don't know if you pay too close attention to like during Andrew Wilson's streaming throughout like that week of all the riots. And there were like so many like on the street, like just your average streamer that was just there. And they like go up people like, what are we fighting for? What are you here fighting for? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know. We're just here.
I was like, I don't know. I thought it was a free concert. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. So they just like, that's all they did. Which, yeah, it was all just astroturfed. It was all a big plan. And there was like I think it was just to make Trump look like this evil fascist dictator type of thing.
What's your thoughts? I mean, yeah, I mean, anytime the left is violent, they're just going to push people further to the center or to the right. Yeah. But what's your thoughts on the Israel-Iran stuff going on?
That's a whole mess, dude. Israel's just looking for a fight to prove something. I don't know, dude. Because like they bombed all of this stuff, and then like as soon as they started all the bombings, old Netanyahu came out and made a speech. He was like, well, we're gonna need all this help, and then we can't forget about the Holocaust, guys. This is why we're doing this. It's like, I don't think.
Do you know who Tom Luongo is?
Tom Luongo? No.
So he's like a political commentator. I think he's a libertarian, but he has interesting thoughts, and he seems to be right about a lot of stuff. But he says the Iran nuclear weapons program was the forever war. It keeps Israel on edge. It keeps the U.S. in the region. It keeps Russia in the region. Who wants perpetual conflict to try and grab all the resources? Israel? No. Europe. If you take out the nuclear program, you take out the war.
Yeah. And I think like Europe is kind of relying heavily on Israel to get all this stuff done so that they can actually move forward with what they want to do with the EU stuff, with taking over the world and start this utopia that they want. Because, I mean, the people who started Israel were the English and the Rockefellers and all of this stuff. Excuse me. So I don't doubt it for a bit that they're all in cahoots with this. And I think Trump is kind of stuck in the middle, being fed false information about a lot of things.
Well, I mean, I see his posts and they seem kind of dumb, honestly. And people keep thinking, like, I see so many people saying like we are going to go to war. I'm like, I mean, until it happens, I don't really think so. I mean, like we could, but I don't see how that's in anyone's interest. Like, I mean, other than the obvious, the usual suspects.
They've been saying that for years.
Yeah. I mean, like this should. I hope this just wakes people up to like the dangers of Zionism, that we shouldn't be dragged into foreign affairs that don't benefit us in any way.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how all of this is going to pan out. But I don't know, dude. It's just some weird, wacky, wacky stuff that's been popping off in the past couple of weeks. Like first,
that's another Tom Luongo. 4 years ago, I told everyone about the 5 basis points that changed the world. Everyone thought I was nuts. When Powell started raising the rates, I said he's going to take them to squiggly sign 6%. Everyone said I was nuts. When I told everyone the Fed was using Bitcoin to collateralize the U.S. Treasury market, everyone said I was nuts. When I said Trump was setting the stage for a grand bargain with Russia in the Middle East, everyone said I was nuts. Now I'm telling you that the grand bargain is exactly what is in process. Everyone thinks I'm nuts. So he's saying all this this conflict is them trying to resolve the situation through a grand bargain, is what Tom is saying.
That's an interesting
Which, I mean,
take.
I mean, like, and well, I mean, he seems like a smarter dude than I am in political and geopolitics. I mean, a lot more people are way more tuned in than I kind of see stuff more on my peripheral.
Yeah,
but
yeah, same.
I mean, if that was the case, it would seem pretty in line with a lot of the other stuff we've seen with the Trump administration. Like, what's your take on the whole Elon Trump thing? Because I feel like if that is the case with Iran and Israel, that there is more realpolitik going on, like with that would be like a parallel with the Trump Elon situation in my mind.
I didn't pay attention to anything about that stuff, to be honest with you. Like once I saw that happening, I just kind of like turned myself off of it. I was like, I thought having Elon could have been a benefit in a way, but he seems like the uncool kid that just was made the cool kid, and then now he thinks he has control over stuff. So he's just like, well, this is the way to do it. So I really don't know anything about it.
The theory that makes most sense
off of it.
And this is screwed up Nevsky saying Tom Luongo, Stormy Waters, King Pill, Jason Mirchuk have all been vindicated over and over again, and that's kind of in the, I don't know what you'd call it. I feel like they have some kind of general name for that coalition of commentators, but the general theory among them is that Trump and Elon were together and they like kind of planned this the separation. Maybe there was some amount of hard feelings with Elon on raising the debt ceiling, but that it was mostly kayfabe, and it gave both of them plausible deniability to not be totally aligned with each other in the future. That Elon can go and be the CEO of all his companies again, and if any shareholders or anybody doesn't like Trump or anything that Trump does, he has something to point to be like, I'm not, I came to do my part with Doge, and I'm not really a part of that. And also, he like pretty immediately after the spat happened, he tweeted like, what do you guys think? Do we need another political party for the 80% of the people in the middle in America? So
yeah, I saw that.
And King Pill like in December was saying that there's going to be a fallout with one of the people in the Trump administration. He was kind of guessing RFK, that he would have a fight with Trump publicly and then form his own party. And that would kind of hedge against the Democrats trying to take over some of the people from the Democrats and in the center. So where you fracture their power even more, so they can't have political power. And now you have like MAGA and MAGA light, like might not have all of the stuff from MAGA, but it's very much adjacent and aligned. And you kind of have controlled opposition in another party that basically either way you win.
Yeah, I could see that happening. I would have never guessed. I don't think RFKs would be able to do that. But if anybody else, it would be Elon. Yeah.
Which I saw something. It wasn't who was it that Elon like was splitting his political power? He endorsed some political some politician a while ago, and he got like no reaction. And also Elon was saying, go out like email or send a letter to your local representative and saying that you got to kill the bill. And there was like one letter reported across America. It's like Elon doesn't have the actual political weight. Like he's got all the eyes on him. He's got money. He's got some power, but he doesn't actually have political weight behind him.
And then now, from what I've seen, they've been kind of like kissing, making up. Well, at least not as
well. They love each other more than any man can love each other, I think.
That's gay.
That's what they said, though.
It's a homosexual. Yeah, there's just been some weird stuff going on. And to be honest with you, like within the past, like basically ever since the riots started, I kind of just like turned myself off politics. I'll argue like why we should get rid of all these Mexicans and just, well, not just Mexicans, illegals. Don't want to be xenophobic.
They don't have to be Mexican. They just got to go.
They don't have to. Yeah, you just got to go. You can be whoever you want. I don't judge. Jesus didn't judge. I don't judge. Yeah, ever since all that stuff started happening, I just kind of like, there's too much there's too much to like, if you want to like know like different things, like there's just way too much happening right now. It's just like, you have to be like, sit down and be like, go through freaking everything. It's just like, I don't have
it's like a full-time job to be plugged in.
Yeah, I don't even want to do that. I'd rather just like,
unless I'm gonna like make content on it. I'm not gonna do it.
I can make content off it. I'll just start saying the dumbest stuff ever.
I don't even gotta know what I'm talking about. I mean, that's what I'm doing. What do you think I'm doing now?
That's what everyone else does. Why don't I do it?
Yeah, and they're making money. Why can't I? Speaking of that, if you'd like to send a super chat or become a channel member, feel free to do so.
Yeah.
My kids got to eat, yo.
Yeah. And if you guys raise over $50, I'll go to the Juneteenth parade tomorrow and film it. Go live.
Let's. I mean, not to de-incentivize people.
No Kings one.
Not to de-incentivize the donations, but you're going to go to that either way, right?
Yeah, probably. I wanted to go to,
but you're only going if you get $50.
Yes, yeah. Right now. Like I wanted to go to the No Kings one, but by the time like I slept in Saturday and then like got up doing stuff and I was like, oh yeah, that's today. And I was like looking it up and I was like, it ended at 2. You guys can't stay out past 2. And they're like, it got too hot for us. Like, oh, the revolution got too hot. But now I know it's from 10 to 2 at City Hall tomorrow. So
they're saying No King's Day is July 4th. Is that what it is?
No King's Day was like it was last Saturday.
Oh, I'm seeing somebody say here No King's Day is July 4th.
But wouldn't you?
All right, we got one of my people here. Is this the gay conservative?
This is that Rob. What's his name? Rob something. Rob Smith.
Yeah, I remember seeing this gay conservative a while ago.
Yeah.
Black people, I am so proud of you for not going to those No Kings protests over the weekend. I am so proud of you, Black people, for sitting back and deciding that the quote-unquote rights of illegal immigrants have absolutely nothing to do with Black Americans. I am so happy that Black people, for once, decided not to throw ourselves on the sword for illegal immigrants, for us not to throw ourselves on the sword for everybody else's issue all the time. I am so glad that I saw very few Black people at that No Kings protest, and this is why. Because Black people getting out there fighting for illegal immigrants, fighting for all of this stuff, it is detrimental to our community. Illegal immigrants come into Black neighborhoods and they overrun our schools, they overrun our resources. So our lower income people that are Black Americans.
What do you mean,
have to
our?
constantly fight illegals for all of this stuff, but yet they want you to put yourself on the line, and they want you to put yourself in danger, and they want you to put yourself in harm's way for them. So I am glad when I look at all of these videos of these No Kings protests.
Say, I am glad.
Or look, the Latinos and the illegals and whatever, they can fight for themselves. And these old grizzled white liberals and leftists, they can go fight for them as well. But Black people, we sat out. And I commend you for that. I am so glad that y'all did not show up.
You gotta respect the grift. I mean, it's like he's the type of normie. He's the type of conservative that all it is just like the platitudes. That's how I felt about Candace Owens for a long time. I mean, she's changed, but like so many of the conservative talking heads are just the PragerU repeat the mantra stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and, it's just the grift. Just a grift. I mean, maybe they believe it, but like they're not smart enough to actually add anything to the conversation. It's just, I'm going to keep saying fiscally conservative, and I'm going to keep saying constitutional amendments, and I'm just going to keep saying these buzzwords over and over and over, because that's what gets me. All of the boomer tards are going to follow me.
All you Black people out there, you made me so happy, so glad you didn't do this. I'm going to go and have a relationship with my boyfriend. You made me so glad. You made me so glad. I gotta make
also. I mean, there's a couple things. Are you saying like the illegals hurt the Black community? Are you a part of the Black community? You seem like you into resort, nigga.
Uncle Tom.
I mean, you also said they're taking resources away from your kids' schools, nigga. You gay?
He's a homosexual. Wesley.
He's a homosexual.
Have you ever been to a pool at a hotel with your wife?
Oh yeah,
that's gay. You're a homosexual.
Damn, can't do anything without being a homosexual.
Gay guys.
It's very hard to not be a homosexual.
Gay guys go to home. Homosexuals go to hotels and pools. You're a homosexual.
That's where they meet up. They go right from the gay bar to the pool at the motel.
Best way to do it. The best way to do it. It's like
I have to listen to him.
I've been like practicing, and you take like a piece of paper and then like make it bottom lid dry. Wesley.
Uh-huh.
Do you know who the Great By Hope is?
I don't even know what you said.
Amazing. Do you like Black people? Do you love Black people?
Well, some of them.
Amazing. Yeah.
I gotta hear him.
George Floyd is dead. It's his fault.
I wish the clip just ended there.
That's good. You gotta like save that for your soundboard.
Yeah, soundboard right there. Yeah.
George Floyd is dead.
It's dead.
It's his fault. He's dead because a cop killed him. No, he's dead because he was a drug addict. My question to you was about policy. So let me ask you, what in the policy of the George Floyd Policing Act do you disagree with?
The whole
idea. What really part of the policy? Jesse,
blaming the cops and no responsibility
Jesse,
for
I'm asking you. Let's talk about Black Lives Matter. This is probably going to end up being an utter waste of my time having you on the show. What are your thoughts about?
You don't know that. You may learn something.
We'll see, preacher. What is it about Black Lives Matter that you disagree with fundamentally?
Black Lives Matter was founded by a bunch of fat Black radical lesbians.
Okay.
And
lesbians. Get this clown off my show. I appreciate you.
Who hate God, who hate the nuclear family.
Yeah. Listen, George Floyd is dead.
George Floyd is dead. Who made that start off? Like, we got to start off right here where he says George Floyd is dead.
I mean, it's pretty perfect.
It is.
I wish Jesse Lee Peterson wasn't an Aryan.
I know. Sucks that he's so white.
Right? Master race. I mean, good for him. Good on him. But
yeah. No, do you see?
You've heard him talk about that, though, right?
About what?
He doesn't believe Jesus Christ is God.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Also,
yeah.
Who's that other black dude who was like really, really big? He was like a cop.
Biggie Smalls.
No, did he?
It's a big fat black guy.
Officer Tatum. Officer Tatum, something like that. He doesn't believe in anything like that.
I don't know.
And he's like,
I don't know who that is.
He's 100% like Christian. Like, I'm a Christian. I hope this. And he had a debate with somebody about like the Trinity, and it went really bad.
Been watching Jeffrey Peterson for a week. Yeah, it's he's pretty funny. He's got good delivery. And he's a comedian. He's like straight up just a comedian.
Yeah.
Kind of has stupid beliefs, but he's really good at making fun of other people. Oh, he's on the Tom Segura show. I got to watch that one.
Oh, that was amazing, dude. I forgot about that. That was great. My two all-time favorite Tom Segura shows was Jesse Lee Peterson and Andrew Tate. The Andrew Tate one was hilarious.
I haven't watched that much Tom Segura.
He has an okay pod. The Two Bear Clubs or the Bear Cave podcast, that's what it's called, sucks really bad because it's just Bert Kreischer just want to talk about himself. I drink every day. My wife hates me and my kids hate me. But I take my shirt off every day on stage.
Is he the guy that talks about why he likes to say bikes? Is he that comedian? Is that one of his bits?
I don't think so. Could be. Oh. I don't know. I don't remember. He's the
if so, that's probably like the only thing I remember.
The machine guy.
He's the machine guy? The shirtless dude?
Yeah. That's Bert Kreischer.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we're talking about the same dude. Tom Segura?
Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer?
Segura? Yeah, okay. That's like, I saw that bit like, I don't know, 8 years ago.
Oh, maybe it is Tom Segura, the bikes thing.
I know that because I went down here and it says bikes. I was like, oh, it's that guy. Guy who says bikes.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah, now I remember that. It's been a long time since I've heard anything from Tom Segura. He got really boring. It was funny. He tried to play basketball and broke his arm.
I don't know. What's your thoughts on I don't know, like the state of comedians now, I guess. Because my wife and I'll like sit down and watch a special sometimes. We're like, okay, our rule is if like 15 minutes in and we don't laugh, like then you're done. And we do it especially with women. We give women less time because it's really rare. I think only like once we watched a female comedian and not turn it off after 5 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know. Comedians are just like, they forgot that they're supposed to be the scum. Like you forgot you are the clown and you're supposed to just make fun of everything. And they want to like, oh, well, no, I'm doing this to be in the limelight. I'm here to be the most famous person ever. It's like, no, you're not. I mean, you could be famous for it, but everyone's trading their jokes in for fame. And it's starting to get kind of
well, I mean, especially like during like the 2016 era, like so much of comedy became like say Trump bad and people clap. Like we went from laughing to clapping.
A lot.
And I feel like that's gone away, but or at least by and large. But now it's starting to become like say the right wing thing. A lot of it is like political points, but I think there are actual just comedians. There's one really funny guy my brother-in-law showed me. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I know he's in here somewhere. Oh, that's him. What's his name? Quinn Dale. Have you heard of Quinn Dale?
Oh yeah, he makes all the black and Mexican jokes, doesn't he?
He's really funny.
He is. I really like him. That guy's
Yeah, comedy's not as good now. Yeah, I mean that's how it feels. It feels like you have to sift way more to find something all right. I mean, Quinn Dale seems to be like one of the funniest guys I've seen in a while.
Yeah, he does, because he really doesn't have like or at least like he doesn't give a position on anything. He's just like, this is just a joke if you don't like it.
Well, I think he's like somewhat right wing, which probably helps. But yeah, he's one of the guys that people are like, oh, this crazy offensive guy saying whatever's on his mind. It's just as if like that's the
he's like a soft
offensive is the quality. But it's, I mean, he actually writes jokes, which is not as common now. Jokes.
And they're just like, it's just punch after punch after punch after punch. Yeah. It's not like there's this monologue to get to the joke, or I have to build the joke up. It's just like my mom and dad, bam. It's like, oh dude. He could be like a light Sam Hyde in some ways.
Some funny old ladies. Which one? This chick is rough. What are you talking about?
But I will stand by my point, as always. Whitney Cummings is hilarious, only because she's hot.
Which one is she? Is she the redhead?
Whitney Cummings? No. She's a brunette.
I don't know. I don't think I know this lady. I do not know her. Oh, you shared a link?
Me?
No, I don't see the link you shared. Do you see a link in the chat? No, Fart Sack Jack said he shared a link. I don't see it.
Oh. I think I shared. Did you share like in Discord or something?
Not that I don't know.
Bruh, you playing with this, bruh.
I just shared another. Okay, let me.
You a homosexual fuck?
It's not showing up on StreamYard. Let me go to the YouTube side and see if I see it.
Only homosexuals fart and then sack the jack. So you homosexual.
Made me think of that one clip with the ladies like, half the homosexuals can't control their bowels. And the guy's like,
oh, yeah.
Do you not? Do I have to explain? How
would you like? If you did that, you wouldn't either. Exactly. I can at least.
Okay. Fart Sack Jack shows up and he wants a wrench.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
$20.
I don't have.
You get your wrench.
I mean, if I don't have Nadim, there's not even a single wrench in this whole chat. Oh no, there's Nub. Nub was here earlier. All my mods are gone, dude. Whitney's as funny as she is hot, which is not that much.
Shut up, Distinction. Why don't you go back to hell where you belong?
What is this picture?
It's the Laugh Factory?
That's what it looks like, yeah. Well, anyways.
I got a question though. Where are the ICE raids at the Trump properties?
Yes.
Can somebody call ICE on the Trump golf course in Virginia?
Yes.
You're telling me there's nobody in there that is undocumented or has some kind of squirreliness going on with their paperwork? Give me a break. Hey, how many immigrants has he married? He's got one buried at his golf course in New Jersey. Isn't she buried by the first hole or the second tee or something like that?
The first hole, yeah, it's the first hole.
Immigrants always doing the jobs that Americans don't want to do.
Now they're saying that we should deport the illegals that Trump hires. I thought they didn't want to deport anybody.
Yeah, this whole thing is contradictory, dude. It's just horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. Like I got into an argument with somebody on Facebook of all places with a single mom. And they were like, give me all of this stuff. And I was like, I Googled everything she gave me because she like came out with me like this whole page of just everything. I Googled all this stuff, so I knew what they were. And they're all like executive orders or orders that have been given by the Supreme Court or everything lawful. I'm like, these are all lawful orders. What are you talking about? She's like, you're just a clown. You're the definition of a clown. Ooh. I don't know what to do.
So Susan Rice is the I don't know if this is what he wanted to show me, but this is the lady he said is funny.
You know, one of the worst things now is that you have siblings and you have the pleasure of growing old with your siblings. There's going to come up a time when you're all together and you'll play the Hey You Remember game. Oh my God, my brother's 80 and he and I, it's horrible because he'll go, hey, remember when we were kids, that guy lived down the street, remember that guy? No. No, you know that guy, yeah, no. You know the guy that had the thing, he had that thing with the thing. No. This can go on for an hour. The other day I just said, what happened to the guy? Oh, he died. Thank God. Him or me?
I mean, it's not talking about her vagina, so
yeah.
But I mean, that's pretty low. That's a low bar, but she passed it.
She made it funny.
Yeah. I mean, you got a little chuckle out of it at the end, and it was. I mean, conceptually, it was it was a joke. I mean, like I said, I got a low bar for modern comedy.
My the extent of my comedy is basically Sam Hyde now.
Yeah, he's really funny.
I just watch his podcast, watch his stuff. Him and Nick just going at it. That's basically where I'm at now.
I didn't get him the first time I tried watching him. I like hopped onto one of his live streams. He was like playing a video game and talking, and I sat there for like a half hour, like, what am I watching? That was like 3 years ago or something. If she was funny, she'd be on Kill Tony. Yeah.
Did you ever see his TED Talk that he did?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, I showed my brother that the other day. That was funny, dude. I was like, I forgot about this because he was talking about like, TED Talk are so gay, they're so dumb. Like,
let me show you the best one.
Like, you have to see Sam Hyde's TED Talk.
What is amazing. What's like the criteria for you to be able to get a TED Talk? You don't need to have like I
don't know,
a PhD or anything. You just have to like lobby, like, hey, I got something to say. Put me on stage.
Yeah, I'm sure he probably got. I probably could. I would do it. And he probably got like all of his fans just like back up and be like, yes, this is just. I've seen this guy's lectures 10,000 times.
I'm an expert on this obscure thing that doesn't matter. My wife and I watched this lady, Michelle Wolf. We watched one special and it was like one of the only ladies we've kept on. Like, oh, this is all right. No, I'm trying to think. I think it was Bill Burr had a special with like a bunch of different comedians came on and had like 10-minute sets and she was funny. But then we tried to watch one of her standalone sets and we're like, eeh.
I don't think I've ever heard of her.
So funny, but not consistently funny.
Well, you never rely on a female comedian to be consistently funny.
No.
All right, a woman for that sake.
Yeah. Are you all right?
Yeah. I gotta get rid of this background because like it makes me look like I'm drinking my coffee out of Jesse Lee Peterson's mouth.
He's so large and right behind you. Just making sure you're not gay.
You're homosexual.
Oh no, He's gone.
Oh, there we go. He's gone. Get rid of that man.
Can we summon Nadim if I try to summon him? Where is he?
What has he been doing? Has he just been chilling out with all his Arab friends in London?
Yeah, beheading people or something.
Yeah. Subverting London culture. It's like, you are a part of the problem, Nadim. You are a part of the problem. Yeah.
He's like, being British is just an idea.
Yeah. You know, we're taking away everything that was Britain is horrible, but I'm going to go there and take over your country.
What have I been up to? Been working, but that's why the main reason why I haven't been streaming as much. I got a new job in last December, and got home from work around 4:30, so this didn't have the time to sit around and do this all day, you know. So working, been doing jiu-jitsu, going to the gym, trying to get stuff on my property done. A lot of yard work, and I got a lot of projects to do. But also, like last month and a half, it was like having two jobs, because I'd get home from work, and then I would go to my we had a rental that we inherited from my father-in-law when he passed away, and we were getting it ready to sell. And it was like having two jobs. I'd get back to my house at like 10:30 sometimes, and we just sold it, got on the market, not getting as much as we'd hoped for, but at least it's selling. And the people we're selling it to just put up the earnest money. So hopefully in July, I'll have some capital. I can build my studio, which the space is already. And then I'll finally have the money to do that and be able to hang out and do whatever more, make some stuff.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, been going on hikes with the family. My daughter just turned 3. My other daughter turns 1 in August.
How many months apart are they?
2 years and 2 months.
Okay. So their birthdays are pretty close then, huh?
Yeah. Or sorry, 3 months. 2 years, 3 months apart.
Okay. That's like my family. Like, there was like my older brother, and then like 4 years after him was me, and then 3 years after me was my little brother, and then there were like 5 girls, all 18 months apart. It was just like bam, 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 bam.
They had a tight schedule to stick to.
Yeah. I was like, damn, mom and dad, just like, all right.
You got to keep the Mexican race alive, man.
Yeah.
Keep those birth rates
Peterson up. Wasn't around. That's gay. Homosexual.
A man and wife coming together in perfect union. That's gay.
This is gay. Did you know a mother's love is evil? A mother's love is evil because it doesn't come from God. It comes from Satan.
What would Jesse Lee Peterson think of the Mormon blanket, like the one with the hole?
He would probably think that's like holy. He'd be like, that's holy. That's the way God intended it to be. You in one underwear, you become one. And
if you making love to your wife and you look at her in the eyes, her eyes might remind you of a man's eyes, and that's gay. Think about a man while you're having sex with a wife.
A man goes into another man and looks in his eyes, that's gay. You go into your wife and look in her eyes, that's what a homosexual do, that's gay.
But would Jesse Lee Peterson be like, as long as you don't like touch balls, it's fine?
Yeah. That's what's called a ball net. You cup them up. It's like a cup, but it's a net. Ball condom is not gay.
You know, like when you get a bag of oranges, that's what you and your best buds got to be like.
Yeah, it's like, have you ever gotten a sack of potatoes and another sack of potatoes and you knock them together? Potatoes don't touch. Just a sack. Blessed by God. Amazing.
So other than Jesse Lee Peterson, what's been going on with you, John?
trying to find a lot of work, dude. Work's been pretty fucking stagnant here lately. So,
any plans to build a shed for Nadim? I got. I'm gonna put Nadim in a tent. I got like a forest on my property. I'm gonna put a tent in there, make him feel right at home in the desert. I mean, he probably lives in a tent anyways.
I wonder how many months or weeks or days Mrs. Westford will be able to put up with Nadim living in your house before she's like, get this leprechaun out of here.
If how long could I keep him here without my wife knowing is the question.
Well, he's pretty quiet most of the time. He's pretty quiet.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he like holds in his laughter all the time. He's like, because he's used to streaming at like 2 a.m. when his parents are sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, his people prefer tents. They love sand. It's coarse, it's rough, it gets everywhere. They love it.
Mm-hmm. Good traction. Traction is straight. It's the way God intended it to be.
You got any plans for the summer, bro?
The summer, like I said, just trying to find a lot of work right now, dude. Trying to find a lot of work. Work is extremely stagnant. Like very,
I gotcha.
very
I'm off of work for the summer, so I'm trying to get like totally caught up with all the house projects. Got to finish putting in flooring in my whole house because I stopped. I did all the living room, and there's just been like a space, like a gap with the subfloors exposed between like the old flooring and the new flooring. Because if I can't, I'm not going to keep going until I do a kitchen remodel, so I can actually put the flooring up to where it needs to go. So I got to do a kitchen remodel, do the flooring. There's so much yard work to do. A garden needs tending. We have hundreds of square feet of blackberries to get rid of. There's a fallen tree in my campsite area that needs to be logged up. Those are the big things. And Nadim's from Iraq. He's a Fremen.
Yeah, last week was super slow for me. I only had 2 jobs last week, which was put flooring, like just put brand new flooring, like that laminate flooring inside of a bathroom, and just install a brand new toilet, which took like 3 hours to do. It was only like probably like 25 square foot. It's a tiny little bathroom. And then
you did the tiling?
No, it was laminate flooring.
Oh, laminate. Yeah, you said that.
Yeah,
I'm picking.
So I just like slapped that stuff down, and then I had a job where I had to install baseboard in the house. Well, I had to grout because they just put brand new tile in, so grout the whole house with grout, and then put trimming in. And then they're like, for an extra $60, can you paint all the baseboard? I was like, no. I was like, that's like another probably $400. Like,
so you'd have to put painter's tape on the floor and on the wall and paint all the baseboard?
Yeah, because they wanted everything, like they wanted the baseboard installed first and then sprayed everything so it all looks uniform and there's no like division between anything. Super anal people. I was like, no.
Sevens Pattern says, hi, what's the talk about? I mean, what do you want it to be about? I came on with no agenda. We can talk about whatever. We've been kind of talking about politics, catching up, talking about whatever. If there's something you want us to talk about, sure, whatever. Don't matter to me. This is just a kind of a get back in the swing of things stream because I haven't streamed regularly in like 5 months or whatever. Got to get my confidence back. You know, you got to get loosey and goosey. Got to get all oiled up, whatever.
Wesley is so tense. He's been in the mat rolling around with dudes. Homosexual.
Yeah, you can see right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolling. Sweaty boy. Sweaty balls. Everybody just rolling around. Homosexual. Amazing.
Can we find him talking about jiu-jitsu? I bet he'd have some thoughts.
I would like to find like AI talking about him. Jiu-jitsu. Just AI him that. You know, they're like wanting me to paint all the baseboard for an extra $60. I was like, it's like you're out of your mind.
No, they should just
like,
pay you
you're out of
hourly
your
because
mind.
just putting on all the paints or the painter's tape takes a bit of time.
That would be a whole day just to prep everything. That would be like 8 hours prepping everything.
Bible code pattern. Sure.
You would have to come up here and explain to me what that is, please.
I mean, I have an idea because my wife's grandfather is into like Hermeticism and the Hebrew. He's kind of a Hebrew's roots kind of guy, and he thinks like the Hebrew language is like magic, like Kabbalistic. He thinks that there's powers in numbers and all the different letters in the Bible have like a secret meaning if you know all the numerology stuff. So I mean, it kind of sounds like that to me. Bible code pattern, dude. Is the sevens pattern? Is that like the angelic number? Is that what we're talking about? You got to be careful of that stuff. I mean, I know several people that have gone down different variants of that kind of path, numerology, grammatia stuff, and they start seeing it everywhere, kind of like haunts them. Can you be my ortho sponsor and vouch for my behavior on the internet? I mean, I'm not your keeper, nothing. I'm not like keeping tabs, but I got no problem with your distinction. I mean, I'll say you're all right, guy. That's gonna bite me in the butt or something. He's gonna like be a total dick or something, and be like, Mr. Westford says misbehavior is okay.
Yeah, he's just gonna go around like
he's just got a full license to be an asshole and blame it on me.
Well, my sponsor said it's okay.
Okay, good man. Just go back to your sponsor. It's like AA or something. Am I your AA sponsor? I need full approval on all behavior, future, past, signed by an official ortho.
Sounds like you're a homosexual distinction. Sounds like you're a homosexual.
24 hours to consider.
You don't even think Whitney Cummings is hot. Sounds like a homosexual.
I'm gonna blank shake being asked. Yeah, that's what. I saw right through it, and I mean, I don't think me not giving you a sponsorship is gonna change your behavior. Potentially, it might exacerbate it if I give it to you. I think it's funnier if I give it to you. So yeah, you got. Do you need it in writing? Let me find a pen.
You did a ballpoint pen like Anne Frank used to write her diary with?
I got a little notepad here. What's your first and last name? Mr. Distinction.
Mr. Dick Inksten.
Mr. Dick Stinction. Mr. Stinky Dick Stinction. Is what do you one voucher redeemable?
The last time I had anybody ask me
redeemable at any online ortho bro. Or just I guess if you meet him at, I don't know how many ortho bros you meet in person, but I guess I don't need to make that distinction. Voucher redeemable at any ortho bro.
I've only met one person in real life that had
sign my name on it.
Anything to do with orthodoxy.
My wife met an Orthodox monk and an abbot when she was a kid. She saw him walking down the street. My awful handwriting. There you go. I'll email this to you. Email it to you. What am I saying? I guess I can take a picture, send it to you wherever it needs to go. That's redeemable at any ortho bro. So you do need to get more for future redemptions. They have a punch card, and it's only good for one. But I got unlimited. Come back whenever you need it. This is how I get something out of it. You get to come and watch my stream, boost my numbers, say more silly shit.
It's like going to the fair. It's like you have like a whole tape of just like little punch cards.
Yeah, you go tell Jim Bob, David Patrick, Harry, whoever you want, and You will not get banned from any chat. I'll talk to him. I'll put in a good word. I can also get you an inward pass. Do you need one of those too? Well, you got one. I don't know if you've turned that one in already.
And I've been trying to find some Jesse Lee Peterson about jujitsu and about like gematria.
Oh my god! Is that a midget doing jujitsu? I'm watching a video of a midget doing jujitsu, dude.
I have a real problem with midgets.
My wife saw a picture of a man who is married to a lady midget. How does that make you feel? Does that make you feel weird? I tried to look up Jesse Lee Peterson talking about jujitsu, and I found this. Oh, damn, he's going to the Pope.
Oh, shit, bro.
Oh, come on, little guy. Oh, the music. Whoever edited this is fired. Come on, little guy. Come on. You should at least be fighting another midget. He's doing all right. Kind of feel bad though. Like I shouldn't be watching this.
Was the midget winning?
Very well. I mean, he was holding his own. He kept trying to clear the guard, and he wasn't really getting it.
You see, and that's why I don't like midgets.
That's what I'm here for.
That's why I don't like midgets, because like they can just like curl up into a ball, and you're just like, what am I doing with you?
I mean,
and
my belief in jujitsu, I feel like, would be vindicated by that. If a midget can hold his own against an actual man, then it shows jujitsu does all right, you know.
Yeah,
Hebrew letters as such, mostly about acrostics. Yeah, I mean, with having some brief experience with people who believe in that, I'm not saying that there's nothing to it, or there couldn't be something from it, but most people I've personally met in my actual life, face to face, people like family members or whatever, kind of off on the deep end with a lot of stuff, and you couldn't actually have like it's hard to have like a conversation about it, because the people I've met that talk about the acrostics and the numerology stuff, they're like so certain. And when you try to like challenge them with like philosophy or logic, I don't know, like they take it really personally, or they just feel like you don't understand. But I feel like if it was true, you'd be able to defend it logically as well. But I feel like people do get, it's easy. I don't know. It's one of those things that like, it's probably more dangerous to be a part of it, because you can find meaning in stuff, even if there's not. I'm not saying that there's no meaning. I'm not like 100% against it all the time, but I just think it's a dangerous thing. What's your thoughts on the numerology stuff?
Basically yours, dude. Like,
yeah,
there could be something. There could be like something inside of there. Once you get caught up into it, it becomes your life, and you actually start rejecting and inverting what your true beliefs are supposed to be in. That becomes your belief. You're like, oh shit, dude, 7 plus this and this made sense to me, so therefore this is sense, and therefore all of this. And it's just,
I mean, I would be willing to like listen or like have conversations about it, but yeah. I mean, you just got to be careful. I don't know who you are, Seven's pattern. You might be a totally normal guy, and maybe I'm not trying to slander you, nothing. Don't know who you are at all, and maybe you have really interesting stuff to say. But a lot of people I've known in that are kind of schizoid, like I've said, and
it's kind of like the
but I mean, I see Lamentations. Yeah, I mean, like there might be like structural stuff. But I would my mind would go to like the your interpretation of the numerology would have to be consistent with like your interpretation of the text as it reads. that it would have to make sense together, that that your interpretation of the numerology couldn't supersede or take precedent over the structure of the actual worldview. Not that it couldn't supplement it in some way. But I mean, it could be interesting. My friend Matt talks about numerology, maybe not numerology. What is it? About like the sacred geometry. He's into sacred geometry, and he says that Orthodox Christians should talk about it and research it more, because it shows like the structure of reality and the structure of we believe that God is the creator of all things visible and invisible, and this is part of like the invisible. I feel like my nose is all congested suddenly. Numerologies probably would go in line with something like the sacred geometry stuff, where it's part of God's creation, the invisible part, and that's also logic and the transcendentals and all that, and that Christians shouldn't be dogmatically against these types of things just because they have been co-opted or had like the frontier taken over by like New Agers or people who don't have a correct worldview. Just because they're super in it doesn't mean that Christians should be against it or throw out the that whole topic. So what I was saying, John, is that numerology could be something like sacred geometry, where my friend Matt talks about sacred geometry being like the hidden structure of reality that God has used to create reality, and that a lot of people have a gut reaction against sacred geometry because it is mostly talked about by New Agers and hippy dippy people. But that doesn't mean that he's saying that we shouldn't just like throw that whole thing out or like be against it or say it's pagan, because if there's truth in it and God is the author of our lives, he's the author of the world and the reality in which we live, then that the source of the sacred geometry would be from God, and that we should have people going in interpreting this in a Christian worldview and how it makes sense from the Christian's understanding, and not just let the like neo-pagans or the New Agers take it over. Because a lot of people, especially like young people who are smoking weed or whatever, and are interested in like the colors, bro, the shapes, bro. If they get lost in the numerology or the sacred geometry stuff, you'd want to actually have a Christian worldview that would have that framework for the thing that they are going down a rabbit hole for.
Yeah, and that's where like I would kind of like get into like the point of like where you would if you don't hold that Christian worldview to begin with, then you're going to lead yourself down to more of a Gnostic view where you're going to be ending up worshiping the creation rather than creator. Knowledge is going to be your ultimate goal. And if you don't have enough knowledge, then you'll never know what truth is, when your truth should rely in Christ himself. And all knowledge should be a reflection of that.
Right. And I think, there's the doctrine of the logos and the logi, like there's different truths within like creation that point to Christ. So I think that could be a way to understand this kind of stuff. And let's read what he's saying. 22 verses corresponding to the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet. The first lines beginning with the first letter of the alphabet, the second with the second, and so on. Seems to me to be markers and were set in place 3,500 years ago around the siege of Jerusalem. I mean, my question there would be, are the verses we have in our Bibles, were those like the numbers that denote the different verses? Was that how it was written, or is that after it's written, we've separated them into verses? Like with the Pauline letters, they weren't written with like chapter and verse. That was a way of dividing it up later.
Yeah, and that's a huge distinction. You kind of have to like work yourself through. It's like everybody wants to use like these verses and all this stuff for that. It's like, well, originally there were nothing like that.
And I mean, there might be. Maybe it's like the lines of the scroll. I'm not sure, but like, I'm not as.
True.
I'm not all knowing. Could be wrong about this kind of stuff. But that'd just be a question I have.
If you all know and you're homosexual,
because if you all know and you know what it's like to be gay, and that's gay.
That's gay. I don't suck it. You do. You're gay. I'm not gay. You like to look at numbers all day? That's gay. Why not look at the
This ain't math class.
This ain't math class. Nerd.
It's his fault.
You're gay.
He's dead because
I was supposed to start at the
George
beginning.
Floyd is dead.
That's all I wanted.
George
It needs to be a
Floyd is
button. I need a button.
gay. George Floyd was homosexual, so if you die, you gay.
Well, Emmanuel, are
gay.
you still in the chat? I mean, yeah, you keep missing the shows because I start them without any scheduling, and I'll give you guys a heads up.
Friday we'll be back on schedule though. If you're still here,
Yeah,
Emmanuel.
this Friday we should be buddy buttoning it up. You know, this but more less talky, more laughy.
I can give you a little bit of a just a little kiss of what the show would be like. Just it won't be like a chef's kiss. It'd be like a like that's a nice car kind of kiss.
So the Stephen Langton of the University of Paris, afterwards Archbishop of Canterbury, his system, which is substantially the one in use today in our modern Bibles, the chapters were at first subdivided into 7 portions, not paragraphs. That's the Old Testament. Like I said, I'm not even crazy verse into how it was decided the chapters and the verses were designated.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar on that stuff at all either.
I know it had to have been because of they there.
Because they there.
Langdon, from 1207 to 28, was living in Rome when Innocent III refused to allow him into England. The Pope excommunicated him in 1209. Interesting.
Gosh,
I wonder how this stuff if this happened post schism, I wonder how the chapter verse spread if it was outside of the Orthodox Church and it started in Rome. These are question lines of thoughts I haven't really gone down. Let's ask.
To be honest, I kind of
all-knowing AI. You stick away from what?
Just from a lot of like esoteric stuff. Like it's not that I don't have like the capability of understanding it or anything like that, but just like I don't know. It's just some of it's interesting to learn, some of it's not really. Just like it's like listening to your aunt talk about her life. It's just like okay.
I mean, this stuff is
cool,
like somewhat interesting. It's not really theological. It's more like historical.
Yeah.
The Old Testament, the Hebrew Bible, had early verse-like divisions called Pesukim in the Masoretic text. So it wasn't in the Septuagint. Developed by Jewish scholars between 7th and 10th centuries. Common Era. All right. Grok, you got to be less gay. Common Era is gay. These divisions were based on natural pauses in the text and were used for liturgical and scholarly purposes. In the New Testament, verse divisions in the Christian Bible were introduced later by Robert Estienne, also known as Stephanus, a French printer He's a French printer in 1551 CE. He published a Greek Latin New Testament with numbered verses building on earlier Jewish verse traditions and Langton's chapters. Revised in 1555, became the standard for most modern Bibles.
Homosexuals have commonality. Therefore, commonality is homosexual.
It's a somewhat interesting thought to see how that structure of the chapter verse would be, how it would have spread across different dioceses, different traditions. In this case, it was begun with capitulation at the start of the book and stichometric numbers at the end, and were divided according to older Hebrew systems, such as Sophet letters appearing at the end of a Hebrew word.
See, I don't even know what a Sophet letter is.
What is a Sophet letter?
I don't know what homosexual is.
Means final is a special form of certain Hebrew letters used at the end of a word in the Hebrew alphabet. In the Hebrew script, 5 letters, kaf, mem, nun, pe, sade, have distinct final forms when they appear at the end of a word. These are called soft forms and are written differently from the standard forms used elsewhere in a word. So it's a linguistic characteristic of the Hebrew.
Okay. Yeah. There's actually this one the only bagel dude I really watch on YouTube, where he's like he covers a lot of Jewish esotericism. Kind of goes into a lot of Solomon, the keys of Solomon, and Solomon's magic and a lot of that stuff. I mean, it's interesting stuff, but I mean, at the end, it's just a bunch of cabal stuff as well.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I mean, the stuff, the danger with all the numerology stuff and the sacred geometry and this kind of stuff is that you're not. I feel like my experience is that most people that get into it are young, smoking weed a lot, and are high in openness, and they're not looking at it critically, and it's just like a rabbit hole to go down. Like I said, not that there isn't real stuff in it or whatever, but
yeah, I mean, even my dad has kind of alluded to it a little bit, because I mean, my dad's a mathematician. All he deals with is geometry and math and just all that stuff. It's kind of alluded to it like that. There is at some point where we don't really know how this is mathematically or anything like that. But whether this is this, I don't know. That's where you can set off at. But
I'd have to look more and have develop my thoughts on it. But I mean, this I'm basically exhausted all the thoughts on it, because, like I said, I only experiences with talking with people like my wife's grandfather, who was super into it and trying to get me to read the Hebrew and stuff. Like crazy stuff, like Adam and Eve were one being with 2 sets of genitals and 4 arms, 4 legs, and then got separated in half. I'm like, I don't think that's what the text is trying to say. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, that sounds a little homosexual to me.
I don't know if that's in the Masoret text or what's going on here.
I'm Mr. Nasty, the insult hitman, and I've got a contract on you. Hate to lose a friend, but a guy's gotta eat. Dogs are man's best friends, but you don't have any friends. Why else would you be getting this tape?
This is a tape you give somebody.
You're ugly. You know, if they put all your brains in a piss ant, it'd walk backwards. You know, in your high school yearbook, you were voted worst. You know what else I hear? All the men in your family pee sitting down. And all the women in the family do it any way they can. You're disgusting. You're so ugly. You'd make a Hindu eat hamburger, a Jew eat pork, a piranha go vegetarian. You're ugly.
Wow, what a gem. Picture, you think somebody was handed that back in the old days of the 90s?
Stop you!
Oh my God. Oh my God. Are we okay?
No, that was a real look at Mr. Nasty and his insults. He's this.
That was from the 90s, right? That was from a tape?
Yeah, from VHS. I found this channel. Where all they do is bring back to life and put it in a digital form, just all the random just
I I think I know what you're talking about. My friends back in Tennessee knew this one channel that would they would have people send them VHS tapes and they would digitalize them and they would like edit them together. I can't remember what it's called.
I think that is.
This is found footage fest. That's definitely not it. I'd have to ask him. I don't remember.
Well, they have a huge compilation of like just everything, dude. Like they have like the craziest, like just it's so weird. Like you thought people today were doing weird videos? You think TikTok was weird?
No.
No.
Back then it was pretty wild. Have you seen Red Letter Media?
Oh,
they get into that stuff too.
Would you?
Yeah. Hey, John. Would you, being a citizen of Mexico, would you die for Israel? Your greatest ally?
Yes. They if you don't die for Israel, you homosexual. You are homosexual if you won't die for Israel. Israel does nothing gay and never promote it. They are God's chosen people. Do you think God's chosen people will have anything homosexual? Do you? See, your name is Nub.
Primitive.
Your name is Nub. What's your Nub?
Is the Nub Wave still going? You guys remember Nub Wave? You guys remember Nub Wave? Is that still going?
Yeah.
I haven't watched Jim Bob in a while. Is Nub still a part of the vernacular? Is that still in the lexicon?
I think so.
Has the meme died? Because it wasn't even Jortlandia for a while. It was just straight up Nub Wave.
I never understood the Nub Wave. Was it this Nub? Was he the wave?
No, it was because Jim Bob was going over evolution stuff, and he was talking about like the evolution proponents say that we all started as, or like all organisms start as a hermaphrodite, but then it has to separate into two sexes, which Jim Bob argues that that's less evolutionarily fit because now you have to introduce the risk of finding another partner and all of that instead of just having all the goods with yourself. And he's like, so like when a penis formed, like before you're able to have intercourse and reproduce sexually, you like, do you have like a non-functional like proto penis? You have like 1/8 of a nub, and like, you know, give it enough time, it's going to ejaculate and be able to impregnate a woman. But right now, you know, for the next million years, can't do it. Can't be. You have to work your way up from a half a nub to a 3/4 nub.
So you're basically a trans man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you'd start off as everybody's a hermaphrodite. You and me, we both got whatever goods we need. But if I want to get with you, I got to wait 1,000,000 years for my nub to elongate.
That's homosexual. So we're all homosexual.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what I'm saying.
Damn it! This whole time I thought I was straight.
No, but I gave a pretty good origin story of the nub, right? That's it. I mean, what's the actual answer in evolution? Like, if we all started as hermaphrodites, and it's less evolutionarily viable to have to go seek a mate, and you don't even have, you don't start off with having evolved genitals. You got to wait for those. Like, if you don't have an incentive to find a mate and you don't even have the goods for it, how did that come about? How much dedicated wham does it take for a server? Have you seen that?
That's the freaking, Minecraft kid, isn't it?
Yeah, dude, it's classic.
What data swabber?
Dead dated wham. I was thinking about this kid the other day. I was just like, this kid's probably in college now. 11 years ago? Yeah, this kid's in college at least.
Give it like a couple more years, they're gonna have like that. You know, there's videos of like
Let's do the next question. Next question on this left side.
I was wondering, what's the recommended amount of dedicated wham I should have to a server?
He's like, am I in trouble? I'm sorry, could you please repeat your question?
Dedicated wham to a server.
Oh.
If you're wanting to offer per se.
Oh, okay.
It's depending on plugins and players.
Yeah, it's
What it's really depends. This is a technical question you're asking. How much?
Just his face, it's so cute.
And what's
Little
funny
chunky,
is like this
little
kid,
chunky nerd kid.
He has the look of like why aren't you getting this? I'm asking you a simple question. What is the dedicated amount of RAM I need to be in a server?
Oh, I gotta see that. The one where he asked how many. I think I've seen that. He asked how many people on the panel are autistic.
I was wondering, what's the recommended amount of dedicated RAM I should have to a server?
That look, it gets me, dude.
Like, he's waiting for the answer.
He's like looking. He feels like he's about to get like the hammer pulled down on him. He's waiting for the guillotine.
He's like Matt Dillahunting. Like, you are my girlfriend.
Oh, it was on
our girl, right?
Okay, how many of you have autism? Here we go.
Sorry, were you going to say something?
I just wanted to add that I did try and reach out to the MC Patcher guy, and he never really responded to me. So I was trying to work with him to try and resolve some of these issues, but he didn't.
Imagine going to a place like this, unironically.
So.
Okay, and my second question would be to all of you. I would just like to ask, how many of you have autism, and if so, has it helped you in your modding career?
Not all at once.
Yeah, that's a fairly personal thing to ask.
Oh, hey. That was what I said.
I think we're going to refuse that question, I think.
Yeah, I'm afraid we're going to have to pass on that one. Sorry.
Look at that kid. Like he wanted to ask that question for validation of himself. Like, if you guys
100%.
have autism,
Yeah, 100%.
I have autism and I can be just like you. So I just want to know, like, how many of you guys have autism? No one's like, yeah, shut up, kid. That's retarded.
Yeah, 100%. He was just asking so he could feel like these people I'm looking up to, this thing I like, are they like me?
Yeah.
Do I have a chance in this industry? And I wouldn't even. I mean, looking at these guys, I don't even think any of them have autism.
No. No.
I mean, maybe like maybe an Asperger's, but I don't think more than that.
Yeah, and you saw his tongue rolling around once they said that. He was like, All right.
Look at that guy's face. He's like, the guy on the right's like, don't talk about autism.
We're gonna lose our job.
As if it's like crazy, like you can't talk. I don't know. You're a grown man getting a panel of children to ask you about a video game. You can't. Like autism's too risque. That's silly.
Yeah,
that's quite the.
We're lucky Jesse Lee Peterson wasn't there. So, dude, are you homosexual? Was that the last Minecon? Is that still going? When did Minecon run? How long did Minecon run for? I don't know.
Did you ever hear about DashCon?
I heard about it from Djibouti. I heard about them talking about it one time, but I had no idea what it's about. They were
Minecon went from 2010 to 2016, looks like. And they did an online one for a couple years. Oh, they're still doing online. Anyways, okay, let me show you DashCon.
We don't want these kids here, dude. Just they're asking us if we're autistic.
Yeah.
How much wham we have.
Oh my gosh, dude. So DashCon was the official convention of Tumblr. It was in 2014. It was like the era of like the worst conventions ever. I mean, most conventions are pretty cringe. Okay, was this the late? Let's find out. My wife knows way more about this because she was actually on a teenager. So I think this is the lady that started DashCon. It attracted cosplayers who don elaborate costumes.
What is Dash?
I don't know. It's some Tumblr term. But so they sold tickets online, and they had all of these promises and stuff they're going to do. It was terrifying. I was hungry and scared. At one point on the second day of the event, organizers gave O'Neill a paper bag and asked her to approach the con's remaining guests to ask donations to make up the roughly 17,000 they said they needed to keep the con afloat. So they promised all this stuff, and there was going to be a big convention like VidCon, and it's basically just an empty like ballroom at like a hotel or something, and they had a ball pit and a blow up house, and I think somebody even pissed in the ball pit if I remember. But it's just a bunch of teenagers,
based,
bunch of dysgenic kids hanging out in a ball pit in an empty room that they all paid like $150 to go to or something.
That sounds like that one like music festival a bunch of those YouTubers tried to put on, and it was just a total fail. Can't remember what that was.
Look how depressing this looks.
Oh my god,
that's the convention. That's the convention.
That looks like a Pizzagate casting party.
The children are being hidden.
Yeah. How many kids can we get to jump in a bouncy house in a ball pit?
There's another weird convention I heard about. Like, I think it was the same era. It was like on an island, and people showed up, and it was like, I'm trying to remember the details. Like they got brought to like a beach on the island, but it was like weird, and it was like there's all these like medical tents pulled up, and I just remember like seeing footage of people like running around like, we got to get out of here. I can't remember the details. Do you know anything at all I'm talking about?
No, I don't know anything about that. Is that like an Epstein party?
I don't know. I don't know if I can find it. I don't know. I'd have to ask my wife. She probably knows more about it.
Cards are apps.
My wife and I went for our anniversary. We went to a very nice restaurant, and then afterwards we wanted to like go play video games at an arcade, but there was like a barcade nearby, and we went, and there was all these people like 5-6 years younger than us, like in their early 20s, mid 20s, and they like kept trying to befriend us, and they would ask my wife like, "Do you smoke weed?" She's like, "No." She's like, "Do you smoke cigarettes? Do you vape?" She's like, "No." She's like, "Could you just want to go outside and get to know each other?" My wife's like, "I'm here for my anniversary." And they're all like, picture the people you'd see at DashCon, the dysgenic people. But
pissing into ball pits.
Yeah. It made me think like I don't really go to bars, or if I do, it's like with my friends, and we're just going to get a drink, get a bev. But there's people that go like every weekend to like, that's what they do. They go up to you and they talk to you, right? They're like Amway people. Like, instead of trying to get their money, they're trying to get your attention and your friendship. It's like the purpose of bars, kind of, right? People go and like make friends.
Yeah, like what was it? Saturday night, I decided just to go to the bar by myself, and that was the worst decision ever. I will never.
Yeah, I haven't really done that before. I don't think I've ever. Yeah, I've gone to a bar like a couple times. There's a bar in my hometown that had like really good hamburgers. I would just go and like eat. But it wasn't like I wouldn't like drink or anything.
I went there to like have like one beer and like maybe a glass of wine, and because I was like had a lot of just stuff on my head, so I just want to go there and chill out. And then it ended up just being like the worst night ever. I was just like, thanks a lot, guys. You ruined everything for me.
Yeah,
It's like
don't
now
go
I
to bars.
really want to go home. Now I really want to go home.
The worst part going back to that barcade was they were having bingo night there, but it was like adult sexual bingo cards, and you had to like you had to like punch your bingo card in a certain pattern. They were all like incredibly degenerate. They had to like make one in the shape of a vagina or a butthole or saggy boobs, and that's like how you won. And the winner of the bingo got anal beads and like a fleshlight. And my wife and I stayed like we were like one of the last people to leave the bar because we were playing video games. And I got the high score in Galaga. It's one of my favorite games. Every time I go to an arcade, I try to get the high score. And the pocket vagina was just on the table, and we picked it up and we're looking at it. and had this. It said anal. No, maybe it's the anal beads. It had like anal lubricants. And I was reading the instructions on the back. It said squeeze directly onto the anus. I was like, what the hell is squeeze? It didn't say squeeze. It was like SWUEEZE. You had to squeeze it. So my wife and I were cackling about. We've been cackling about squeeze for last week.
Oh God, that's homosexual.
But I
let the record know. Westford played with anal beads. He's a homosexual.
No, I didn't touch him. I opened a box and pulled out the lubricant. And I didn't do good on my my promise. I told my wife if somehow I win bingo, which we didn't even play, I'm gonna give the disgusting sex toys to a homeless man. I'm just gonna put it in a little bag. Be like, here you go. I don't even know if you know what it is, but that was my plan. I'm like, I don't know what else to do with it.
Exactly what that. He's like, hey, bro.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't had one of these in years. I don't like homeless people.
I don't like homeless people either. They smell funny.
I've tried to help them, and it never works out.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Like you need to give alms. It's part of being Christian, but like, yeah, never had a good experience trying to help homeless people.
Yeah, it sucks. Like, I have tried to help homeless people 3 times in my whole entire life. One time I did give a guy money, and then as soon as I gave him money, I was like, probably like 18 years old. I had a good job. I was like, here, man, here's $50. I saw him walk straight into the liquor store, and I was like,
yep.
You bastard.
Oh, even if you don't see that, you feel like that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. And the second time, I actually like bought some homeless person some food because it was like at Walmart. You know, when you drive into Walmart, there's always sitting there at the entrance of Walmart with a sign like anything to help, God bless. And you're like, all right, here's a sandwich. I don't like this. And besides, like I'm sitting out here in the hot, the mayonnaise is gonna spoil. It's like
that's why you eat it.
Eat it now before it goes bad. And if it does go bad, so what? You got the shits, dude. Who cares?
There was a homeless guy on the side of the road with a sign that said hungry. So I swung around to a Wendy's and got him a couple of burgers, and I like handed the bag out the window, and he's like, "No, I'm good." I'm like, "What? Your sign says hungry." He goes, I'm out here trying to sell tickets. Do you want Titans? You want football tickets? I'm like, no. Yeah. We need more global warming. I think the sun cracks people, dude. I've seen some homeless people that just like baked, like just out in the sun all day, and they
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the sun can give you schizophrenia, but that's a running theory I have, that the sun can just crack you.
Yeah, it just fries your brain. Fries it quicker than drugs or alcohol. Yeah, and then like the last time I did anything for a homeless man, I like came up to him with like one hoe, and I was like, "Here." I'm like, "If you..."
What was her name?
Yeah, it's like, if you can take down all the weeds in this empty lot, like my boss owned it. I was like, if you take down all the weeds inside of here, I'll give you $200. And he didn't do it. And I was like, well, I lost a hoe.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. I once tried to give. Okay, I was at the park with some friends. I was like 17 in high school, and this homeless man comes up to us and is like, "Can I have a cigarette?" I'm like, I don't smoke." He's like, "Well, can I have some money?" I gave him. I had like, I don't know, $2 in my pocket or something like that. I hand to him, and he started yelling at me like, "This ain't enough for cigarettes." I'm like, "I'm not giving you cigarette money. Like that wasn't that's. Can I have my money back? I'm giving you something. You're yelling at me."
Oh my gosh. Yeah, don't ever smoke in front of anybody. Like that's why. Never.
It's like moss to a flame. You get all the glop people coming up to you.
Yeah, hey, what's up, bro? And they start talking to you, and they're like, "Can I bum one, man?" It's like you just spit in your pack, like, yeah, here you go. They're just like, oh man, come on.
Dinner's ready, so let's finish this topic up, and I'll get out of here. But yeah, I think what I've done in the last couple of years, if I see a lot of homeless people out, I mean, I've heard a lot of reports that there's like a Romanian crime family in my area, and they like pretend to be homeless or like sell like flowers on the side of the road or like fruit. And I guess that's like a way for them to launder money or something. I don't really know. Hello, Sheldon Robert. I'm not subbed to you either, but you could be.
Yeah,
you could be.
So
if you like nonsense like this. But yeah, I've gone out and like made packages, like care packages to give to homeless people, like a plastic bag with socks and toothpaste and like quarters for a laundromat and like a bar and a water, stuff like that. Because I feel like it takes away the psychological thing in your brain, like they're just going to go spend it on drugs or alcohol.
Yeah.
So I've done that, but I feel like if you're really going to try to help homeless people, the biggest thing would be like try to treat them like human. Like they probably don't get a lot of people looking in the eyes or having conversations. So I haven't really done it because every time I see a homeless I mean, I got like a wife and kids. My wife actually isn't like super comfortable with me trying to help homeless people anymore because she doesn't want me to get murdered. Yeah.
Respect.
I've not been homeless. My wife was couch surfing, was homeless for a time growing up with her single mom. And her uncle was homeless for years. They didn't even know if he was alive or dead. And he had drug issues and wouldn't accept help. So I understand there's like different circumstances for people homeless, and some people are just on hard times, and some people it's like a lifestyle and all that stuff. But a lot of people do want to help, but they have concerns of how it actually help and if it's going to be effective. And people have had bad run-ins with homeless people and all that. But like I said, I think giving like a care package like that, or maybe like gift cards for a grocery store or something, or like just if you have the time, and especially if you don't, if you're not like a husband and a father, where your wife isn't going to worry about you not being home for your kids if you talk to somebody and they're violent, being like, hey, can I like sit down? Can I take you to a restaurant? Can I pay for a hotel for a week or weekend or something like that? I feel like that, I don't know, like actually trying to talk to them and treat them human and stuff like that, actually making a bigger impact would probably help more. I don't know. Also, I've heard people say like, just try to find resources and donate to resources instead of giving straight to homeless people. Last time I tried to help a homeless guy, I had $100, and there's a dude with a shopping cart, like a mountain of stuff in the shopping cart, where you couldn't. I don't know. It was just like it looked like a bunch of trash. Like he just had all this like junk, like he was a hoarder, but it was just in a shopping cart he's walking around with. I walked up and I had $100. Like, hey man, do you need some money? He's like, no, I'm good. I don't need anything. I'm like, I think it's the first time I've ever had a homeless person not take my money.
Yeah, and like actually one time I did try to do something. It wasn't a homeless person, but I did try to like there was this old lady in front of me. She was obviously kind of run down, and she didn't have like, I think it was like probably like $8 enough to finish her whole like grocery shopping thing. And I was like, I told the clerk, I was like, I got the $8 because it's $8. I got it. And then she's like, well, can you pay for everything else if you have the $8? Yeah, I was just like, never mind.
that makes. I had a couple like I had some friends in high school. Like this one guy, Chad, would we'd hang around. We'd go to like a restaurant, and he'd be like, "Hey, I don't have any cash on me. Do you got me?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, I can pay for your McDonald's." And he'd be like, "All right, I want 5 number 2s." And I'm like, "What the hell, dude?" He's like, "I'm getting lunch for tomorrow." I'm like, I didn't know I was agreeing to that.
Yeah, and like it was kind of bad because like everyone looked at me, and because like as soon as she was like, well, can you like buy everything else for me because I'm really tight, and I was like, forget about it. I was like, no. I was like, I was gonna give you $8. I was gonna pay for the rest of your $8 order that you had that you didn't have the money for, and now you're asking me to pay like $60-$70 for everything else you have. I was like, no,
you miss every shot you don't take, huh?
Yeah, I was like, forget it. I was like, forget it. No. And then like everybody was like, oh my God, how could you deny that person? I was just like no. Like
I could say it both ways.
I mean, for me, like if I was like, if someone was like, if I was really struggling that hard and someone was like, do this, I'll be like, I'll get down on my knees and be like,
the difference to me would be the difference to me would be like if they are entitled or like that you have an obligation to like, give them all your money. Like if they're just asking, I think that's different. You'd be like, hey, it's tight for me too, or whatever. But Sheldon Roberts said, as a true homeless person who did not have a problem, I never begged for money. I have denied many. See, I feel like if my family was homeless, I mean, my thoughts would be like to go through all the resources I have with my church and friends and like try to exhaust then like my family. It might be like a pride thing as a man to resort to begging for money or I'd do busking first. Like I'd take my guitar and I'd put my guitar case open. You're back and I'm black, man. And you're just in time. Let's anything else you want to talk about this? My wife is waiting for me to get back over there to dinner.
No, man, I'm good to go. I'm gonna head off to the gym.
All right, well, I'm glad we solved homelessness.
Good job, folk. Yeah, solve homelessness. Don't give them a damn dime. Just joking. Just joking.
Give them quarters so they can go to the lodge.
Homosexual. Mm-hmm. All right, well, everyone have a blessed day. You guys take care. I'm gonna head off to the gym.
All right, farewell. I'm gonna go to jiu-jitsu tonight. Farewell, everybody.